Was this? I was right? Of course I was. I am Mecca. Oh, I was right about this one. I knew darn well that it was approved by every manager, every production person, everybody behind the scenes. Remember Frosk and her infamous sexism in gaming? Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. You know that one.
Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
We won't play it again. We will in post. We might edit it in. We might not. But you've seen it a million, billion times if you've been following this channel for any more than, the last minute.
We have the chat in front of us. I can see you.
Frosk has responded to the massive failure that is G4. Frosk, as we know, used to be the host of XPlay. She was let go, a couple of weeks ago with a lot of the people, she survived the first initial round of layoffs. As we know, G4 came back from TV after being absent for a very long time, came back to TV thinking it could just waltz right in and still be cool despite not being cool anymore and not being trendy or the thing that we wanted. And it changed, didn't it? It wasn't quite the same. It didn't feel the same. It didn't have the same spirit. We were in a different time. We're in a different sphere. We're a lot older. They're a lot older. We feel older. We seem older. They seem older. And all the new people, well, they just didn't quite, except for maybe Gina Darling. And check out my video on how they found out about getting let go. It is heartbreaking. It is infuriating.
If you guys do hire us, don't let us find out that we're fired later on via Twitter.
It is infuriating. The people from G4 didn't even know they were getting let go until they saw it on Twitter. They had to have kind of known. I'm hearing rumors that some of them might have known, but they knew that they were shutting down via Twitter because Deadline ran an article on a Sunday afternoon because they were too cowardly, G4 that is, G4 Comcast, to actually face anybody or pay people a full day on a Monday to come in and at least clear out their desks, for crying out loud.
You're fired!
But no, the host that I think a lot of people blame her for tanking the network. I have always been under the impression that I think somehow they knew that the network wasn't doing exactly what it needed to, that somehow they knew Frosk ranting would get a lot of publicity, and maybe they said they had nothing to lose. Maybe they went ahead of it, and I was right. I was right. They approved it, at least. I was right about this. I was right that they approved and they knew. My Sexism and Gaming segment was approved by all executive showrunners in XPlay, says Frosk.
Without a doubt, there will be backlash.
When I was originally hired and cast, G4 made the internal statement that diversity and inclusion was what it was built on to fix the past. I was fully supported initially until doxing and threats.
And that's just obvious sexism.
So, this was like after it got out. This is after it got out and everybody started getting mad and blaming. And I think the network then turned on her and said, you know what, you can be the scapegoat. You can be the one to take the whole blame. And if we just kind of blame you and stay quiet about it, maybe it'll go away. Maybe it'll give us the boost in the algorithm we need. Maybe leaving you on the network will be that thing that triggers people. But you know what happened? She was fine. She was a normal XPlay host. She did a decent review of Pokemon Arceus, She was just a normal host. She wasn't doing anything like Sexism and Gaming Rant. She wasn't doing anything particularly publicity stunt worthy. And Frosk and G4 kind of failed to be memorable until they started laying people off, until they started to go under, until the way they laid people off, the way that everybody found out that the network had shut down. Definitely check out that video. We got it clipped. We were watching Gina Darling, one of the Attack of the Show hosts, Twitch stream last night. She found out while she was live on the air, it looks like, and then she started inviting pretty much all of the coworkers or former coworkers over, and they had kind of a farewell G4 party. You could see her be heartbroken and angry, and it was awful to watch. I mean, it's awful to watch people lose their jobs and their livelihoods because the economy's so bad, people don't donate anymore or whatever they do. It's heartbreaking. Then I asked for support multiple times and I was ignored or directly lied to about support coming. No guidelines, no plans. This is Frosk talking again. No help. Then management changed and became openly hostile. Ooh, remember when the management changed halfway through and they brought in that, what's her name, that Russell chick. Yes, it's a chick with the name Russell. To stir things up. And now this is the last thing I'll ever say about G4. People who I worked with were lovely. I gave them everything. Producer, writer, host, and more. Would do it again. I love y'all. And that's what I was hearing too. A lot of the people on G4 were being asked to do multiple jobs after the initial round of layoffs. They kept her on and then they let her go after that tweet. It had to have been that tweet, even though I can't imagine her being self-aware enough to understand why that tweet was problematic, where she's like, phew, I survived. Yeah, but everybody else didn't. And guess what? Little premature, because now nobody works at G4. It has been the most disastrous closing of a company I think I've had the privilege of talking about. Sadly, I guess. That's not even a privilege. I've had the displeasure of having to call out. And this has just been an absolute mess. From them being such cowards over at Comcast G4 that they'd tell the press before they make sure that the people know about it. This is what we were listening to last night. We were hearing that they were trying to get in their office Slack accounts on Sunday morning just to try and chat with each other about what the schedule is going to be this week, stuff like that. They couldn't even get into that. They couldn't get into their social media accounts. Let's see, the G4 account. I'm sure I have the G4 account somewhere. They finally got into that one today. I saw that one tweeted out.
2 hours later.
October 15th was the last thing that they were allowed to tweet because they go home for the weekend, apparently. They did something on She-Hulk. And some news to share. This is the official update from today. This is the Comcast thing. This is the newsletter. As you know, G4 was reintroduced last year to tap into the popularity of gaming. We invested to create the new G4 as an online and TV destination for fans to be entertained, to be inspired, and connect with gaming content. Over the past several months, we worked hard to generate that interest in G4. But the viewership is low and the network has not achieved sustainable financial results. This is certainly not what we hoped for, and as a result, we've made the very difficult decision to discontinue G4's operations, effective immediately. I know this is disappointing news, and I'm disappointed too. I want to thank you and everyone at the G4 team for the hard work and commitment to the network. Our human resources team, which is probably BS and garbage, is reaching out to you to provide you with support, discuss other opportunities that may be available, and answer any questions you may have. Thank you again for all your hard work. So that's just really crappy that they didn't even get to tweet this out right away. Yeah, watch G4 on YouTube or Twitch. Stop reading the scroll. So yeah, I don't think Frosk tanked it at all. I think she was the publicity stunt to try and give it a little bit of life. That's my gut instinct there, and it's confirmed. It's absolutely confirmed that everybody behind the scenes knew that the rant was there. They've approved it. They said okay. It was approved by all executive showrunners in XPlay. That was all absolutely. That was my proof right there that, you know what? I think I'm right. I think that they knew. This is a case of get woke because you're going broke. This is one of those. We see this all the time too. All these corporations that have to like with Marvel, for example, they have to pay off the families of these old comic creators, you know, the Kirbys and all those people and the Stan Lees and all that. So they change the characters. They have to make them wokeified 25% different versions because they can't afford to run with the regular ones with the royalties. They want something that they can take the money of, and they want to pay some low talent nobody nothing, next to nothing. I think we're in a day and age where everybody gets next to nothing, from the Bayonetta voice actress to everybody, and I think I'm right. I am Mecca. I'm going back to my live chat. Don't you go anywhere. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace!